student is one too many if they miss on bursary. So when we talk about 70 students, in other cases 83 students, in my ward we are still counting. We already counted with our fingers, with our toes, now we are counting with the sticks, Mr. Speaker. So I guess there will be more than 20. They might be even more than 100. Mr. Speaker, what we are saying is, it is true there were issues with the court cases on bursary. But, Mr. Speaker, that has not contributed to the mess that has happened, or to the, let us not call it a mess, because they really tried, but it has not contributed to the differences that are there. What has contributed to the differences that are there is because we have a bursary vetting committee at the ward level, and then their work is redone by another bursary vetting committee at the county level. And based on the three areas that we have talked, Mr. Chair, whether you are issuing based on merit, whether you are issuing based on the means tested, or whether you are issuing based on the targeted bursaries, there is no way the county bursary has any way of measuring what has come from the ward. Mr. Speaker, we also need to note that during the vetting at the ward level, we have the committee members who are representatives of the different stakeholders or the different groups that we are mentioning here. But after they have done their work, they give it to the ward administrator. So from that point, then the work becomes administrative. That's why it is being handed to the ward administrator. If it were to be escalated upwards, I believe it should be escalated maybe to the sub-county administrator or to an administrative person at the level of the county. But the moment we bring it to the county bursary committee, I think we are giving another committee a mandate that is beyond their mandate. Because, Mr. Speaker, you know we have bursaries that are given directly from the county government, from the governor's office. I want to believe that the county bursary committee should handle those ones. The ones that come from the ward level, Mr. Speaker, they have already been keyed into a software. When you start telling us that they were not properly filled or there were double allocations, Mr. Speaker, then you are telling us, why do we then bring all the forms all over again and we wait for a whole month or 2 months, or in this case it was over a year, as we waited, as the case was going on, they could have been going on with the job. So we appreciate that they worked under a bit of pressure, but the mistakes that happened were not caused by pressure. I want to inform the able chair for education that in my ward, you get to find students that are there that are not from my ward. If you are to say that these names do not change, I have proof that at some point they change. Mr. Speaker, I even have proof that even figures change. Mr. Speaker, I even have proof that at some point we were told we may not allow certain others to go by. Mr. Speaker, that is revetting. Either we call this the county bursary revetting committee or the county bursary reallocation committee, because those are the things they are doing. They are revetting, they are reallocating. Whereas we have a ward bursary committee that has clear and more specific information about the ward. Mr. Speaker, as I wind up, I also wish we could now work on narrowing down the time that we have. The chair has said that most of the bursaries that failed to materialize in Elementator ward was because there was a double allocation between Elementator ward and the Buru Baruk ward. Mr. Speaker, I want to clarify that before we give out bursaries, we know that we have saved that money through the public participation program for the people of Eburu Baruk. One of the ways that we use to verify that the bursary committee, the ward bursary committee uses to verify, is to verify that the applicants or their parents are from Eburu Baruk ward, not just as residents, but also as voters. Mr. Speaker, I wonder how forms from Eburu Baruk get intermingled with forms from Elementator, and you are told that the County Bursary Committee does not change anything. Mr. Speaker, we would wish at least to get a clarification how these bursaries come and find they are intermingled. And finally, to the chair, as he informs us where in the standing orders it gives him some of the roles that he has usurped, we also wish for us to understand that the member of the Elementator is first a member of County Assembly before he becomes a deputy chair. And he has a constituent that he is representing, that he has to speak on behalf of. And also, Mr. Speaker, as much as we are saying we cannot mix up the issue of bursary with the issue of education committee, then it bears the question, does the issue of bursary then squarely lie on the chairman alone? Isn't the education committee supposed to also be part and parcel of getting the information, dispersing the information, and even digesting the information before it reaches us? Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
The member for, the member for Elbagon, and then the member for Kamara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is evident that there is communication failure, not only between the chairman and the committee, but the chairman, or rather the committee of the education and the House. Mr. Speaker, when the members were asked to stand to support the motion, I saw the chair standing, Mr. Speaker, to support the said motion. Then I was mesmerized, Mr. Speaker, to see that at the same time he was countering, Mr. Speaker. But however, Mr. Speaker, that is, I was just bypassing, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, you have allowed the chairperson to dominate.
Chairman,
you need actually to be informed.
Allow the member to proceed, and then
he'll have the right of reply together with his deputy, because they are sitting together, so that they can inform us properly when they will be together to work for that committee, Mr. Speaker, and for this House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me to come and to say that there is an issue with the bursary, Mr. Speaker. And that being said, Mr. Speaker, it does not mean that we are fighting the chairman or the department or the committee of the bursary. But, Mr. Speaker, we are saying the way it is, Mr. Speaker. For instance, Mr. Speaker, in Elbagon, we had 3 million that were going for the polytechnics. Mr. Speaker, we only received 2 million and some 280,000 that went to the polytechnic. 700 and something, Mr. Speaker, did not go to that facility, Mr. Speaker. And that's why today we are asking, where did that check go? That is a question number one, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there are other students from other schools that were calling me even today in the morning, saying that they were not in that list, Mr. Speaker, and yet they applied for the bursary. Mr. Speaker, when the members of the public from Elbagon allowed us to put some funds to go to the bursary, they told me categorically, any member who shall apply for that bursary must be given some amount, Mr. Speaker, so that they feel they have actually been accommodated by that program that is empowering the parents, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, being told that there are some of them who do not get, and yet there is no explanation as to why they do not get their share, Mr. Speaker, it's wanting and it's alarming. And Mr. Speaker, this is not the first time that the parents do apply for the bursary, but there are no reasons as to why they were not allocated such kind of money. Mr. Speaker, allow me to request the chair to just relook at either the regulations, the act, whether there is a gap, Mr. Speaker, because we are feeling there is some problem. On the issues of the driving, Mr. Speaker, it's high time we be told whether it will be domiciled at the Education Committee or it will go to the youth empowerment programs, because that is part of the empowerment program. Mr. Speaker, we ought to be told so that we can save, because it seems the bursary committee is overworked and they are having too much that they cannot be digesting, Mr. Speaker, and they are suffering from constipation, Mr. Speaker, because of digesting more than they ought to digest, Mr. Speaker. We ought to be told, Mr. Speaker, and therefore the chair ought to tell us whether they are still comfortable to carry on with these monies for the driving, or they be taken to the youth department that does not have work, Mr. Speaker. In fact, Mr. Speaker, the youth department do not have even some monies for empowerment, Mr. Speaker, and yet bursary, that is driving, is part of empowerment. Mr. Speaker, finally, there is a notion, Mr. Speaker, that have been put across, Mr. Speaker, that once the ward committee have done away or they are through with the issues of vetting, Mr. Speaker, when it comes to the county bursary committee, they just sign or approve and agree with whatever the ward committee have said. Mr. Speaker, that's not the truth. There is some issues that we've been seeing. Some of the forms, when they end up there, they are thrown away, Mr. Speaker, and they are put into the dustbin, whereby, Mr. Speaker, the parents are asking for those questions. And that's why, Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Renena, when he raised such kind of matter, Mr. Speaker, is a matter of county importance, and it needs to be supported, and the chair ought to listen and also to identify the gaps. Then they bring those regulations back here, or that act here, Mr. Speaker, so that we can amend it to accommodate some of the issues that we are seeing as gaps. And that is what we call, Mr. Speaker, oversight. Mr. Speaker, I applaud Honorable Nene because he's doing the proper oversight, yet being the chair, the deputy chair, he's still oversighting that department to ensure that things are running and are moving smoothly so that the members of the public can benefit from the such kind of funds that we have appropriated to go for the bursary kitty. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I would wish to request that those responses be made, and will be made aware when are these savings, that they are calling savings, or when are these monies that were appropriated for the bursary, when are they going to reach the destination of Mwananchi? Finally, Mr. Speaker, there is confusion, Mr. Speaker, because the fund states that I think 2.5% should go to the administrative costs, Mr. Speaker. But we wonder, who are these who are administering this fund? Is it the ward fund, the ward committee, or the county committee, Mr. Speaker? Because some of these county committees, Mr. Speaker, do not receive their dues, Mr. Speaker. And some of the parameters that they have put, Mr. Speaker, to eliminate or to facilitate the ward committee, Mr. Speaker, is wanting. They get a little amount of money that leads to them, Mr. Speaker, despite sitting down for the whole week looking at those bursary forms, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, we need also the chair to make some clarity of how they make sure that the member of bursary committee at the ward, whom are known to us, Mr. Speaker, I don't know about the county committee, but I'm aware of the ward committee, Mr. Speaker. I would wish to know the criteria that they decided that they be getting this much and not this much, Mr. Speaker, and yet we have put enough money to facilitate them, Mr. Speaker. Not one have been called to buy food for them for the lunch, Mr. Speaker. Not one have been called, Mr. Speaker, to facilitate them to do ABCD, Mr. Speaker. We are about also to be called to facilitate ward administrators to go to the cyber cafe, Mr. Speaker, to key in those documents, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, there is a lot that ought to be explained, and we need a lot, Mr. Speaker, to be discussing these issues so that we can continue appropriating funds to go to the bursary. Therefore, I beg to submit, and I am aware that the chair have noted my concerns, and those concerns, let them be responded appropriately, Mr. Speaker, so that we can move forward.
The member for Kamara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this chance. I also rise to support what the Vice Chairman of Education has raised. Today, Mr. Speaker, sir, after the morning plenary session, we had a chance to visit the bursary house in the Bondeni area. There, Mr. Speaker, sir, there's some things I noticed from what is being done there. That these checks has been there for like 18 months. That's like 1 year and 6 months, regardless of the court case. But like the county bursary committee are doing what is called auditing. Auditing, Mr. Speaker, means that you keep an item off the market for it to add value. But these are papers. I don't believe a check of 2 million can be kept within a period of 2 weeks. You'll see that 4 million. No. That is like they're doing businesses which you don't understand. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, there's some still checks also that we found in the desks that are way back to 2023, 2024, 2023, 2024, 2025. No, 2023. We wonder, Mr. Speaker, sir, the beneficiaries of those checks, would they really have continued with education, or their education was jeopardized by the county bursary committee for not awarding these checks? There's a check of Kabianga High School. It was Kabianga University, another one is Kabianga. There's many schools there. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I think there's a lapse in that office of bursaries, whereby some of the benefits of the beneficiaries are being infringed, which is not good. And we believe that, Mr. Speaker, sir, we need an internal control system of checking on whether an issuance of a given bursary is being done. Like now, the issue of elementator, when we are talking of 5.9 million, 5.6 has been done. That we had the chairman education say that is a very small amount, very small. 70 students, Mr. Speaker, sir, they can be formed for 70 students. When these 70 students, if they can vote for you, these 70 students, that is plus 70. If they fail to vote for you, that's negative 70. And we all understand that a plus or negative in voting is very important. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I think the issues to be addressed here, it cut across all the 55 wards of each and every member. So I believe the issue of bursaries, there's a big problem. We need to be addressed for once and for all. Although, lastly, on the issuance of the bursaries, I believe, Mr. Speaker, sir, when the ward committee are through, when they are brought for the revetting people, the revetting county bursary committee, I think the best thing is that when they are done with it, each and every ward should be given or handed its own checks as planned as the way it is been. It was allocated. And also we want to change the narration of doing the bursary. We usually write as a development project. Like mine for Kamara, I had done an announcement of 4.5 million. But I'd written that, the narration itself was purchase of bitumen for something. That is not correct. We need to do the right thing. We write this narration, this bursary for Kamara Ward. So we want to wonder, we need explanation or the way forward on the way where we can, when we do the way we can do our narration, say that can be something that is understandable. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, what the Vice Chair has raised is a big concern, and I believe my brothers here, my other honorable members, will scrutinize it well. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honorable member for Kivumbini, and then later the honorable chair, and then the mover will sum it all.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I just rise so that I can also contribute on this motion because I've been mentioned by the chair education on the matters of county importance on the issuance of bursary. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I may have complied on the PDLs for driving schools, but there is a concern that almost all honorable members had that contributed us as a team of honorable members to visit the education department so that we get clarity on the same. Mr. Speaker, sir, on that area of driving schools, maybe if I take it by this narrative, likely I take it as Kivumbini, maybe we have 20 students in one driving school, that each student was paid for 14,000 each. Then during the entry or the exit, you can get that PDL. So the first 15 students may just get their PDLs, and then they proceed to the driving course. And the first 5 may also be issued with the PDLs, then they will not proceed to that driving school. Then the honorable member will be told maybe to do a replacement. And because the same school has already issued those PDLs, one PDL maybe likely goes to 750. So if a member is given maybe to do replacement, the same member, you have to pay for those five extra students that you are doing that replacement, because the institution already had paid for the 5 members that did not attend that driving school. So that's the reason honorable members had an issue, and they felt that they are digging into their pockets to cut for some PDLs for replacement. Within Kivumbini ward, it is true. I was told to comply with the PDLs and to do some replacements. I did the same replacements, even almost the 6 of the students. I paid for the replacement within my pocket. So maybe by tomorrow I'll be getting those checks. So that's a concern. 2, on the issue of maybe malpractices or maybe having savings, I felt that maybe the chair may be doing a good work, but also we have some anomalies that maybe should be addressed. because as we were within the same offices, you find that maybe 14 students were denied to be allocated some funds because they had only failed to write admission number. And the same forms from that students, one, to qualify to get a bursary, you have to attach your report card. And that report card has admission number. But because the student just failed to write that admission number, he's denied that cash. That's the concern that I felt. Maybe the ward administrators should be called at that particular time so that they rectify some small mistakes within that particular time to maybe to stop denying that student to benefit from that cash. So there are just small anomalies that maybe should be addressed from that county bursary office. So I had just to have to clarify because Kivumbini was mentioned, but other honorable members are getting it rough to maybe replace those BDLs. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Kivumbini.
Chair, Honorable Speaker, point of information to the Chair.
You can, the Honorable Member for Malewa, you inform the House, not the Chair. So then the Chair will have his time and then the mover will sum it up.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would like to humbly request the Honorable Chair for Education. During the vetting process of the forms, Honorable Speaker, it's good, the committee that usually do the vetting on those forms, there are some slight mistakes that they find within the forms, Honorable Speaker. If, since he's the linkage person between the team and the honorable members, I would like to, or we would like to submit that during, and it take a lot of time before the process is complete. Those forms that are found to be having some slight mistakes, the honorable members can be contacted and go do rectify on those slight mistakes, Honorable Speaker. Instead of waiting and waiting the whole process and awarding, then you find that some of the forms have been either rejected or put aside, awaiting for another process to start. Also, Honorable Speaker, allow me, and it was good if Honorable from Kamara was here. I've seen he has just moved out, Honorable Speaker. Nothing that is done in this house illegally, Honorable Speaker. As long as we need a cake and we find a cake, it doesn't matter which route you used to get to your destination, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, thanks once again for this opportunity. And Mr. Speaker, allow me first to appreciate and also thank Mheshimiwa Sakwa for deciding to support a handful, a good number of young men and women with the driving course. He has done a good job. He has complied. He has given the PDLs. And tomorrow, I am guaranteeing that he'll have his checks. That is the kind of cooperation that we need. That is the kind of support that we need to give various stakeholders to ensure that this process is moving forward smoothly. Mr. Speaker, I do agree that anomalies are there. Like I said before, no process is 100%. Even elections in Kenya, they've never been 100%. Most of the times we demand that we open the servers. Therefore, that should paint a picture that even the bursary process was not perfect. We have anomalies, and they are going to be addressed. But Mr. Speaker, allow me to request some of the members not to put the cart before the horse. All I am asking is some patience so that the balances are harmonized, reports are prepared, we wait for them on Friday so that we do not get to preempt, because you cannot oversight a process and you do not have a report. Therefore, just wait for the reports on Friday so that you're able even to question and critique and also do the oversight, because I would also want to be part of it, because our job is oversight. Mr. Speaker, It is also important that I put this point across, that you cannot make your complaints and have them registered verbatim. You need to furnish the education committee with the evidence or the list so that your complaints, so that you enable us to do the follow-up on your complaints. Mr. Speaker, I had opened the window since Friday. Most of the members were compiling and harmonizing their list, including Mheshimiwa Gadano from Burumbaruk. But up to today afternoon, I had only received 4 formal complaints from Mosop, from Njoro, from Maunarok, and Maela. And I want to assure you, Mr. Speaker, that these 4 issues that were raised from these 4 wards have been addressed, and I have reports that I'll submit to the respective members. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, it is only fair that we get to work with different chair, because we cannot all be chairmen for education. We only have one chair. And the most honorable thing to do is to ensure that you communicate so that these issues can be addressed. Mr. Speaker, regarding the issue to do with 70 students from Elementaita, I have put it on record here that these were double allocations, and there is nothing that can be done about it, because the regulations state that once a beneficiary applies more than twice in the same disbursement, they are disqualified. So as much as we would want to assist Mheshimiwa Nene with these beneficiaries, there is nothing we can do about it, because he would have to submit a new list of another deserving 70 students so that the balance can be dispersed. Last but not least, Mr. Speaker, there is a question that was raised on this floor, and even though I feel it is trivial, I am also obligated to answer it. Someone was asking where I got the powers to become the linkage between the members of the Education Committee, the elected members, and department. Mr. Speaker, it is common sense that the Chair for Roads communicates with the Department for Roads. The Chair for Trade has a responsibility to serve as a linkage between his committee, elected members, and the Trade Department. So the same case applies to Education Committee. Mr. Speaker, for the longest, I've done my job well. I have executed every responsibility that has been given to me by members, elected members, and also education members to the best of my ability. Therefore, it is common sense that we cannot burden the chair of liaison with all the roles of contacting the various departments that we have. Therefore, as leaders, we have to sober up and take up responsibilities of ensuring that we are addressing the needs of honorable members. Because, like I said, we cannot have 20 chairmen. We can only have one chairman. If you are a chair, you have to do your job well. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The mover.
Point of information to the House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to go back into the issue about report, and why most probably a lot of people have not brought formal reports. Mr. Speaker, when we were in primary school, and all of us must have gone through primary school, because that's a requirement that we need to give before you are qualified to run for a member of county assembly. At least it's a minimum. There were some mathematics that we used to do, and you used to be told, Atieno has 5 fruits. Atieno has given Onyango 3 fruits. How many fruits does Atieno have? It was simple. And if you failed then, you cannot qualify to be a member of county assembly. Mr. Speaker, we are saying Eburu Baruk had 6 million. Eburu Baruk has given 5.6. How many fruits does Atieno have remaining? Mr. Speaker, why do you need 2 weeks to come up with such a report? That is something that is automatic. Mr. Speaker, why do you need to tell us that you have disqualified someone from getting a bursary, but you need 1 week to now come up with a report giving the reason why? Does it mean you first disqualified and then you now go and try to qualify with reasons? They should work simultaneously. The approval process should work simultaneously. You cannot apply for a loan in a bank, then the bank tells you, we have denied you, but after 1 week, we are working. Mr. Speaker, it does not work like that, because the process of approval is simultaneous. By the time you are finishing saying disapproved, then the report has a full stop, because you have sat down and you have realized this one is a double allocation. Mr. Speaker, what I'm feeling here is that there is someone who is privy to the information. Why does the chairman know that there are people who did double allocation, but yet we have to wait for a week for us to get that report? Where are you getting that report? Be or will be used against you? Because, Mr. Speaker, we gave a list. I said these are the people and this is the amount, and the list was given. They are the ones who have disapproved and who have come up with a list of people who do not qualify. Why do you expect me to give you? I do not even have that list of people who did not qualify. What I know is that when we were calling for bursaries, there are 7,000, now they have 2,000. Now, that is a list of complaints. But the people who actually did the work, because they're telling us it is documented, and it should be documented, they should be able to give us.
Wind up your information.
Yeah, they should be able to give us that information without us giving them a guidelining information, because all they want is for us to give them a guideline for them to be able to now generate the information that they should already have. Mr. Speaker, I feel in that one like we are being taken for a ride.
Mr. Speaker,
the
if you
chair,
may allow to respond.
Yeah,
he has raised some new information and I need to clarify with all due respect.
What now I need to clarify
Yes.
is that you give information pertaining exactly or in the line of what is raised.
Yes, absolutely, Mr. Speaker.
No diverging, because I'm not going to allow.
I won't go outside. I also sit in the County Bursary Stakeholders Forum, and that's where I table all the complaints. Therefore, if Mheshimiwa Gathano is wondering why I have the information, that is my response, that I sit in that forum. Mr. Speaker, regarding the balances and the reports that he's asking for, it is good to understand that the County Bursary Committee has taken about 5 days to go around the entire county in all the sub-counties, and they have not finished issuing checks because some head errors have to come back to checks, especially for driving courses. Therefore, it is only honorable that we allow that team time to finish issuing checks. They start compiling the balances and reports so that by Friday, the reports can be here, because we do not want to rush them and then they bring erroneous reports and then we raise complaints again. So, Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, let us allow County Bursary Committee and Department time to harmonize the balances and reports so that they can bring to this House satisfactory reports. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Move.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. We have had a very good discussion this afternoon, and it is good that the chair knows that I moved this motion in good faith, because my success is the success of the chair, the success of the members, and even the success of Her Excellency, the Governor. Mr. Speaker, the chair, though in his absentia,
I wanted to bring something to your attention, that the link between the House and the department has left. We are now disconnected, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, the link claimed that I did not have enough information, but Mr. Speaker, if I don't have information about my ward, then I would not have known that 70 students from my ward did not get their allocation. I remember during the launching of the bursary kitty in Murindat ward, the chairperson of the education committee, my chair, asked for parents who did not get bursaries to raise up their hand. and there were more than 50 who raised up their hands. It means, therefore, that this motion is for his favor. Mr. Speaker, the chair has also claimed, though he's in his absentia, that I am insubordinating him. But if I were to choose between insubordinating the chair and representing the interests of the people of Elementaita, then I would choose to insubordinate the chair. Honorable Speaker, as I conclude, the issue of public funds does not have probabilities and percentages. Every coin budgeted for is public money, and it should be accounted for to the last coin. Honorable Speaker, as I conclude, the members have said loudly that the acting chair of the county committee should be gazetted, and the members should get report after the disbursement of the bursary funds to know if, for instance, Elementaita award 70 students were not awarded, I should be given the reason for that. Honorable Speaker, the members have also requested that the driving checks to be issued first, then the schools given to give PDLs to the department, because we believe in compliance and proper use of the public funds. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for that time. I am very grateful, Mr. Speaker. I did that, Mr. Speaker, in my capacity as an elected representative, given a very important role of representing my people, and therefore, whenever I feel that their interests are not well served, Mr. Speaker, I have to speak loudly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the Honourable Member for Elementaita. We've heard and listening to the members and the Honourable Chair. I will now direct that on Wednesday, the coming week, the issues that have been raised, the committee liaises with the Department on Education, so that now if there are going to be other issues that are not being solved by then the department can have time to explain to the committee, and members by extension who got issues will be invited to the said meeting, so that now the matter can be concluded and be concluded constructively for the benefit of all the residents of this county. Thank you. Next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, those are the orders of the afternoon sitting.
Honorable members, this house is adjourned to tomorrow, Wednesday, that is the 30th of July, at 9:30 a.m. Thank you.